Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Spill It. Spill It is a show where I get to speak to people from all walks of life to talk about their inspirational stories and speaking to people who are really inspirational as well. Inspirational people about their inspirational stories. My name is Marcus Wright, and this is episode 36. Wow. Episode 36, Monkey Business. The Street Monkeys are here and they will be joining us at 7:15 p.m. So make sure that you have liked, commented, and shared. Drop in those likes. Make sure you've shared it to your page and make sure that you drop a comment as well. If you haven't checked out our other episodes yet, then you can do. All you have to do is follow the Facebook page, www.facebook.com/spilling it. All of my social medias are scrolling across the bottom right now. And you'll be able to catch up with all of the other episodes that have aired so far. And if you'd like to appear on the show, then you can do. All you have to do is get in touch with me via email, via Facebook, via Twitter, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you want to do. That's how you get in touch with me. Guys, get those comments and questions in. It's going to be a fabulous episode, and I can't wait. Make sure you hit that share button, though. Do it. Do it now. Hit the share button. Let's get this out there. What do you think of my new intro? I tried to keep it really, really scripted. I'm getting there. Do you know what? The 36 episodes in, I will get there eventually. That's just me with my little... I tried to keep it regimented, like the ending, if you will. But nay matter. Right. Let's talk about some announcements. I've got quite a few announcements to go through right now. So, the first one that I wanted to address, we're going to start low, and then we're going to pick up, and we're going to end up high. Okay, we're going to have all of this positivity at the end of it. But we're going to start off quite low and quite serious right now, because there's something that has been out in the media quite a lot recently, and I wanted to address it. One of the things that has been around in the media, you've probably seen it around Facebook and Twitter and other social medias quite a lot recently, is about Joss Whedon. So Joss Whedon, there's been quite a few claims around Joss Whedon and the way that he has treated Hollywood actors and actresses, and it's put into question him quite a lot about his actions previously on previous shows and previous work that he's done. Now, normally I would not get involved with something like this. However, we have done a couple of episodes on Spill It with regards to talking about his number one thing, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, I'm a massive fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Always have, always will be. And yeah, I wanted to address it, really, because I think I needed to say something. Linda's in the house. Morning. How's the foot, silly Billy? I know. So for those who don't know, I was playing with the dogs at the weekend, and I cut my foot open. So I've cut my foot open. The foot's doing fine. The foot's doing a lot better. Thank you for asking, Linda. We should be all right for dancing tomorrow. I know that's why you're asking. But anyway, back to Joss Whedon. So I wanted to address this because of the fact that it's something that I feel very, very strongly about. Now, I stand with the claims that have been made from the people, one of which is Charisma Carpenter. Charisma Carpenter was part of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and part of Angel, and the claims that she has made. I'm saddened by the claims that have been made. Now, obviously, I can't say, I don't want to stand here and say, well, I completely believe them, and this has to be true, and this has to be false, and whatever, because, nothing, we don't want to get involved like that. What I want to say is, I do not condone those types of actions from Joss Whedon, the way that his behavior is, the way that he's been treating these actors is completely uncalled for. However, what we don't want to do is start cancelling his work. Now, I'm a firm believer in, so there's a book that was written in literature called Death of the Author. And the premise around that is that when an artist or an author puts something out into the world, that then doesn't belong to the artist or the author. We'll say the artist. It then belongs to the audience. It belongs to the people. And that is alongside the same line of thinking that I've got with Joss Whedon. With regards to his work on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel and everything else, you know, the Marvel films, you know, the Avengers, everything like that that he's worked on, that belongs to the audience. It doesn't belong to Joss. And we would do more damage if we was to cancel those types of things, because people worked really, really hard on those and taken Joss out of it. Now, one of the people that I got in touch with, a very, very, very good friend of mine, one of my closest friends, one of my oldest friends, Emmy. Emmy has been on the show twice. Emmy came onto the show with talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer with me, and Emmy also came onto the show with Lightning McQueen. And I reached out to Emmy because Emmy was the person that introduced me to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was like, "Oh my god, have you seen this? Have you heard this?" And she was like, "Oh my God, I want to say something." I was like, "Well, here you go. I'm going to give you the opportunity to say something." And so I reached out to her. We had a bit of a chat, and she's giving me a statement because she wanted to voice something as well. And so I'm going to read this out to you because it's important. It's important that we recognize this and we move forward together. So this is from Emmy. "I've been thinking a lot about what to say regarding recent statements about Joss Whedon. The truth is that I don't think anyone is surprised. Disappointed and angry, sure, but not surprised. The recent whistleblowing seems never ending, but it just goes to show the intense toxic environment a lot of people are in, and is a perfect example of you not knowing what's truly going on. So many people have an opinion that celebrity equals a forfeit of sympathy, but it should not ever be the case. With so many suicides in the last few years alone, it's not terribly surprising to me that so many famous people have mental health issues when these are the environments that they are in on a daily basis. And it's something that we need to remember going forward. As a true Whedonverse fan, it hurts my heart a lot to know how people have suffered for those stories that mean so much to me. It feels like a personal betrayal to the victims, to the fans, and to the characters that we have loved and cared for 20 years. But if we cancel these shows and boycott them, it does not affect Joss in any way. Only the future will do that. It does, however, hurt those who were committed to creating those characters that helped so many of us navigate through life's ups and downs, despite what they had to go through to do so. Those who now rely on events like Comic-Cons and the fans' personal interactions now more than ever." I think that was just beautifully written, and I had to read it out for you guys. So thank you so much, Emmy, for sending me that. Let's not dwell on this anymore. Let's start thinking a bit more positive. As I say, we stand with the people who have made these claims against Joss Whedon, but we will not give him any more time than is necessary. What I wanted to do is finish that with a quote from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, obviously, because, you know, massive fan. "There is only one thing on this earth more powerful than evil, and that's us." And I just think that that's really, really fitting. There you go. Yvonne's in the house. Hi, Yvonne. Hope you're okay. Thanks for joining in. Keep those comments and questions and everything rolling in, guys. It's lovely, lovely, lovely to see you all. Moving on, a new section that I've got planned is going to be the viral video of the week. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to make me laugh. So if you see any viral videos that you think should be appearing on Spill It because it's absolutely hilarious, then tag me or send them to me, and I will play them on Spill It every single week. I want so many of these really, really funny videos to just make people laugh, because that's what this is all about. It's about spreading a little bit of positivity, isn't it? We've also just had Pancake Day. I put a request out for people to send me their pancakes. I've collated some of my favorite ones. We have this one. Thank you so much for sending me this one. This is the start of the pancake. It was called a lazy pancake because the pancake mix is already there. We got this lovely, lovely, lovely one. I mean, if you can make pancakes like this and make them look like this, then please can you cook for me, please? I would really appreciate that. We have this one, double whammy happening here as well. And a genius idea, putting the pancake mix in a toasty maker. I thought, wow, this is epic. We have a black one. This was a vegan one as well. So a vegan pancake dyed black, which epic. And we have this monstrosity. I know who has done this. I've asked them to either give me a comment or come on the show and discuss this monstrosity with sweet corn and bacon on a pancake, and I'm not a fan. My ultimate favorite one is by little Leo here, and I'm sure you'll agree that his smile is just amazing with his amazing little pancake. Here you go, Leo. Look at that. He's amazing, isn't he? There's his pancake. Thank you so much, guys, for sending me in those pancakes. Brilliant. And I love seeing stuff like this. And there's going to be more and more things like this all the time that I want you to send in so that I can see. Merch. Last announcement. Merch is going to be available. I've got hoodies, t-shirts, pin badges, and hats coming as well. Oh, I can't wait. If you are wanting some merch or you just want to register some interest in getting some merch, then let me know, because you can register your interest and I will, you will have, the first look at all of this merch that's available. I can't wait for it. I'm so excited, as you can tell. Merch. Okay. Calm down, Marcus. Calm down. Here we go. It is competition time. So just before we bring out the Street Monkeys, because it is 15:15, let's quickly go through our competition for this month. As I said, last month we did the running one, or running and walking. Look at this medal. These are the medals that people got. If you still are waiting for your medal, then please get in touch so then I can organize delivery. Look, it says Spill It 50 Challenge Complete as well on the back, all engraved with a little running thing there. Those medals are for you to not collect. I'll deliver them for you. I just need to know where I'm delivering them. So please let me know and get in touch. This month's competition, however, is draw me some artwork. Simple. Draw me some artwork, because a lot of people have commented that this is really, really plain behind me. So I am getting artwork to put up on here. Look at some of these amazing pieces of artwork that people have drawn already. We have got, look at this one. This one's from Zach in Preston. Zach drew his own variation on the Spill It logo. We have also got this crazy little mug here. I absolutely love this one. And we've got somebody's own variation on the logo as well, hand-drawn. Well, not hand-drawn, it's, on an iPad. But drawn freehand. It's the logo it's our logo, and this was sent in from TikTok as well. So if you've got some, let me know and send them over to me, because then I can fill this wall behind me with all of your beautiful artwork. This is going to be going on and on as well. I absolutely love this. But the winner of February will win some Spill It merchandise. But I'm going to continue getting artwork to put behind me. So if you've got anything that you want to send me, then send it to me and I'll put it behind here. Right, it is that time. Thank you so much. You've listened to me rabble on. It is now time for the Street Monkeys to come on and talk about everything that they want to talk about, where it all started, where it is now, and what's going to happen in the future. So please, can you put loads and loads of hands together, loads of emojis, loads of clapping, loads of comments, fill it up. And don't forget to ask your questions and leave some comments for them to read, because here they are. It is the Street Monkeys.
Hi.
Hello.
There's one here. The other one's just come in now. So we're just going to...
Wait, look at that. Absolutely love it. Hello to you both.
I was going to do that, but I'm just...
The weather.
Got it. How are you both?
Good.
Really well, really well.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. Nice to hear. How has this been treating you?
Yeah, I think, well, as we tell you about what we've done recently, you'll kind of get why we're in a bit of a stress and, you know, like that. And
We've been very busy.
Yeah,
Very,
we've been
very
busy.
Yeah.
We've been busy. So.
Staying occupied. So.
But I think we're getting to the end.
Slowly.
Yeah. I still believe that this is the last hurdle. I think that they will there's the light at the end of the tunnel. So we'll keep fingers crossed and we'll touch all the wood. Hi, Emily. Thank you for joining. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. What was you going to say?
Go on.
Okay. I've got a little game that I like to play with all of my guests called the 5-second rule. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, I think so.
You'll have fun. It's just fun. It's just a game. Here we go, guys.
We don't know what's going to happen now. So that's why.
No, you don't know what's going to happen. Here we go, guys. It's the 5-second rule. That's right, it's the 5-second rule. This is a game that I like to play with all of my guests. It's just a bit of an icebreaker. It's just a little bit of fun. All it is that I will say, name 3 somethings, and you have got 5 seconds to name the 3 somethings. So it's quick fire. It's off the top of the head. We've had all sorts of answers. We've had them. We've had some non-clean answers as well. Non-family friendly ones. It's all just fun and games though. Linda's in the comments already. Here we go. It is the best bit of the show. So, are you ready to play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you going to be both playing together? Or are you going to nominate somebody? Or are you going to take it in turns?
Teamwork means the dream work.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right, here we go then. Linda said, not clean. Okay. Here we go. Question number 1. Name 3 things that you do when no one is watching.
Sleep. Go to the toilet.
Well done. Name 3 characters from Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and Donkey.
There you go. There you go. 2 brains are definitely better than 1 here. Do I get that?
Well, I reckon there's only 1 brain, but anyway.
All right.
Name 3 famous bald people.
Professor Xavier.
Professor Xavier.
You just repeated what I said.
Exactly. That's what it was.
And then your last one is name 3 things people will find in your bedroom.
Here's on mine.
Bed, a wardrobe, and a TV.
There you go.
Linda is not happy with these answers.
Linda is not. She said boring straight away. She's like, boring.
I represent nicely, you see.
Linda's always the one that's like waiting for the wrong ones. And as you can tell with like some of the questions, you kind of think, So yeah, you have to kind of stop yourself a little bit.
I'm refraining from answering. Please.
Was that all right? Yeah, a little bit of fun.
Good. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to get started. Here is your question of the day. Who are the Street Monkeys?
So we are a free running, parkour and stunt team. We are based in Preston, and we also now teach, or have been teaching for the past sort of 8 or 9 years. We teach free running and parkour and stunts. 2 sides to the business, realistically. The original one was the Street Monkeys, which is our corporate side. Jumping ahead, we now have contracts with Marvel, Disney. We've done work for the BBC. We've done work for BMW, music videos, all sorts of things. And actually, I think when we kind of go into where we started and how we started, it's kind of mind blowing, and we don't think about it enough. That it is mind blowing, but it is.
Yeah, you get caught up in it. You get caught up in the work side of it. You stop and look back. Jeez.
Yeah, definitely.
With regards to, so you said it's free running and parkour. Now, let's bring it down to my level. I have no idea what any of this is. So explain to me, baby brain over here, what is free running and parkour?
So Sean's going to do that. So just to kind of introduce the Seans. Sean is one of our free runners, one of our stuntmen, one of the guys that works where him and Bam work for Marvel. So Sean is the one of the stunt guys. He's also a head coach for our academy. I do all the business side. I do the boring stuff.
And the flips. When nobody's looking, he just flips. That's what it's about.
But I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. I think I've only ever done one forward roll.
It was a good one, though.
In the entire and they said, "Oh, look what I've done," and I'm like, "Ooh, okay." So I want to explain what free running and parkour are. I've seen a question come in, and we'll get to that because it's a question we always get asked. Mine,
we'll answer that. We'll answer that shortly. Then
I'll explain what free running and parkour is.
So parkour and free running, two completely different things, but live under the same roof as such. Parkour is getting from one place to another as fast as you can and in the most efficient way, keeping it safe, keeping it clean, and just getting from A to B. Free running is making it look cool in the meantime. So free running is all the showing off, all the flips, like adding your style to the movement, if that makes sense. Oh, that's
okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that explains it. So getting from point A to point B, but in a really stylish way.
Yeah.
So fast being parkour, stylish being free running.
Yeah.
Got it. And right, well that makes sense to me.
So what everyone knows, if everyone's watched Casino Royale, the scene at the beginning where they're running up the cranes and they're running over
with Sebastian Foucan.
Yeah, so Sebastian Foucan, who was the one being chased, he was one of the founders of parkour. So that's the best way to describe parkour. And free running would be doing that with a load of flips and a load of cool stuff inside. Maybe I was better because it has to be simple for me to understand it.
Yeah.
So Sean, with regards to the free running and the parkour, then, what how did that start for you?
Oh, for me, so a few of me and my friends saw a crazy few videos from Russians on YouTube, like way back when, and they were just doing the nuttiest things I've ever seen off buildings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I reckon I could try that. And then before we knew it, we was going outside to like the nearest spot near us, trying the silliest flips. And it was like, we should probably put some safety behind this and actually research what we're trying. So that's when we found parkour and free running, and that's when I found the Street Monkeys. So they'd already been going before I started. And then when I got into it, I was like, oh, well, maybe they can help me. And slowly I became one of them.
And so they did.
Definitely. Completely changed my life.
So talking about the starting point of the Street Monkeys then. Did you say that it originated in Preston?
Yeah, so the Street Monkeys started in Preston in probably about 2009. And it was just a group of sort of 4 lads who were just enjoying doing what they were doing.
Even I saw that shot in the paper when they was said to be antisocial.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best thing. No,
and that's the point I got involved is I've always done youth work. So I was an instructor for the Army Cadet Force for about 10.
Wow.
And I saw them in the local paper, and there was, I don't know who it was, one of the lads doing a flip off a wall, and I'm like, hang on a minute, that's a bit mad. And at the time, I had a good friend, doing graffiti artwork, and I said, why don't we get him some hoodies and put your branding on the bottom? That's perfect. And it's grown from there very, very quickly. I think within 6 months we were doing Preston Christmas Light Switch On, and I don't think we'll forget that because it was.
I think I was in the crowd for that. Actually.
Yeah, it was.
I think I watched that.
It was. There's just no explaining how we went that quickly and it was because, and it's quite frustrating. It's because I stepped in and gave it a bit of structure, and the council, and it was Bid Preston that we got involved with, who've been great. Bid Preston have always been great with us, but I think it was because I was involved and there was some sort of structure and to it that they then became, oh yeah, come and do it, and it's a shame, I guess, that things like that have to happen.
I was going to say, it seems a shame that had to happen for them to actually take it a little bit seriously and actually look at it at a different type of viewpoint.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's worked out really, really well, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's worked out. It went very, very quickly. I was at the time was a manager for Tesco, and was doing loads of just hours and hours and hours and hours, and this, at the minute is my job because I'm furloughed from my other job. But it very quickly became apparent that we could do things with it. I think in about 2014, we were approached by Arnold Clark, who were like, "Here's 2 brand new Ford Rangers, have them." And at the time, there was only me that could drive. And it very quickly became, I'm like, well, hang on a minute. If someone's giving us 2 brand new Ford Rangers, then this can go places. And we've structured it from there. And it's been hard. It's been very, very hard to get to where it was, to get people to listen. I genuinely in the early days, we've had some fantastic support. Bowker BMW, where there was a point where right at the beginning where I didn't have cars, and they were like, "Yeah, have a Mini for the weekend. You're going to an event, have it." We Skiddle, who are the online ticket sales company, they actually paid for our branding to be done.
Wow!
And you can't, that was the point where I was like, oh my God, people are listening. People are, it's not just a group of antisocial lads, because they're not. To do what they were doing takes some balls. Do you know what I mean? It takes some serious kind of commitment to do that and to learn it. So we very quickly became, we were just doing stuff. And then everywhere we went, where can I learn it? Where can I learn it? Do I go to a gymnastics club? Well, we could do a whole other hour on gymnastics and parkour free running, because there's been quite a bit. It was a rough time where gymnastics came along and said, "Oh, we've created a new indoor sport," and we're like, "Hang on a minute, we've been doing that for 5 years." Just a minute. And I think in business there's always that, right, what we're going to do about it, and I'm just like, we do better than everybody else. That's where we are. We just do better. And not, we would never knock anybody else. The gymnastics clubs are fantastic for what they do, but we will do better at what we do. And I think I wasn't a businessman when I started this. And we've now, we'll go into it a bit further, but we've just invested £120,000 into our new facility.
Wow.
So it's gone from that. So in the early stage, it was hard. It was hard to get people to listen, understand, but at the same time, it wasn't, because people were giving us cars and people were paying for branding to be done for us and things like that. So now you look back, it was hard getting insurance and getting people to listen. And luckily, I know risk assessments and things like that, so that's why it works. So, but it was hard. It's been really, really hard to get to where we are now, really. So we always got asked, where can we teach? Where can we learn? Where can we learn? Where can we learn? And there's a team in Liverpool called Airborne Academy, and they developed a qualification. And we said, look, we want to do the same. And we genuinely went to them, expected to go, no, you're too close to us. Yeah, you're too close to what we're doing for us to do that. And they were like, yeah, come on, let's do it. And they qualified us, and we were then, for the past 8 years, we've been teaching in leisure centres. In 2016, we came. In 2016, we went into energy. So we went to Energy Trampoline Park in Preston, and we did a launch video for them. And they said, "We want your guys working with us." I went on board and do all their health and safety, and then they ended up taking a lot of trampolines out for us and putting a space for us, and that helped. That was great.
Put a vision to the idea, didn't it? It was good,
good
to see where we could go.
Yeah, so we had our own space, but then we didn't have any money to put anything in it. And we then were working with Gymnova, who are one of the biggest equipment suppliers in the world for sort of gymnastics and soft and mats and stuff. And all these blue blocks in the back, we designed them. So we designed them to be tougher, and they gave us them. They gave us a set worth about £10,000. I went, there you go, you can have that for your space. And from there, we then went, wow, we can make this work. And we really, we were really grateful to Energy because we grew it quite, the academy quite big. And then
it was definitely a strong base. For a while, it was definitely a strong base.
Definitely. And
we'll get onto that comment in a minute.
It's enough time. It's lockdown, right?
Yeah. So we then, at the beginning of lockdown, we, for some reason, started looking at buildings, and
I think I was still in France at the time.
Yeah.
And you messaged me, it's like, Sean.
Yeah. Well,
so before we get into that bit, so what was you in France for?
So this is the only bit people want to know. Let's just talk about everything else later.
So we're working as cast members, working on a show for Marvel at Disney.
There we go. So, because you touched on it before, you said that you had all of these experiences and all of that lot, and you got involved with Marvel. And talk about that. Talk about how amazing that was at the time and everything.
It's a story to start. Let me give you the story before you say how awesome it was.
Okay.
We actually missed. We missed the closing date for the auditions, and I phoned up the company that were doing the auditions. Like, you need to let us come. No, it's closed. It's closed. It's closed. I was like, you really need to see these lads. You know, these are great. They're fantastic. There is other fantastic people out there. Don't get me wrong, but that goes back to saying we will be better than everyone else. You know, it's not about being better in that world, but I sold it to them, and he said, right, you can bring one guy down. Right, turned up with 4 people. We turned up with 4 people, and we were auditioning for a supporting role of Sakurans, and the audition was quite tough.
It was a bit rough. It was. They had us. I can disclose. They had us in between 2 walls, and this is so hard to believe. In between 2 walls, hands on the wall, feet on the wall behind you, and then some guy stood on your back, and we was doing dips. And I have no idea why we was doing it, but just politely, I just go, yes, it's okay, don't worry, just stand on me, it's fine. Just like do everything we could, just what they said when they said it. It was a ridiculous.
It seems a bit bizarre. Maybe it was like payback for missing the audition and bringing 4 people down.
I mean, I got 3 days in London because I wasn't allowed in the auditions. So we went to the auditions, and 2 of the lads unfortunately got through to the second day, and then the 3rd day is like sort of fittings and measurements and stuff. So we went to that, and that was on Shaftesbury Avenue in London, which was amazing. We were in one of the theatres there, and yeah. And then, right, we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch in 2 weeks, right? Okay. And then 48 hours later, we got a phone call saying, we want you to do it, and we want to offer you Spider-Man stunt double and Peter Parker stunt double. So
that is epic.
It was like, I was just sat in the office going like, what is going on? So it was, I think that's a kind of a lesson to be learned. It's just I could have easily gone, okay, we've missed it, see you later. But I was like, no, you need to see it. And I think he got fed up of listening to me after 20 minutes. It was like, just so yeah, I think that's kind of a lesson. But yeah, so Sean will tell you about kind of the experience. So they've done it for 3 years now. So
yeah, it completely changed my life. So obviously before that, I'd just been training free running to the best of my ability, doing competitions, doing little stuff like that. Obviously running normal jobs as much as you could say normal. I think at the time I was working in the trampoline park, the one that we was running the sessions out of. And then hearing the news that obviously we got that job was insane. To me, like, it was another level. Going there, completely different stories, like a different world, obviously. Going to a new country, learning a new culture, then going through learning a whole new side of skills. So starting with the stunt work. Obviously, that was just blew my mind. I know Ban was the same. We completely lost in it. But no, yeah, it was nuts. It was absolutely crazy.
So they've both come back after a year speaking fluent French. So you know when you sit in school and you go, I don't need French.
I don't need French.
They completely came back. It blew my mind because we'd come back and we'd be sat having a conversation. They'd just be talking in French, and I was like, oh. But you know, it did change Sean's life. Sean met his girlfriend over there, who's been with now 2 years. 2 years.
Congratulations.
So has been living with her, and actually only came back over a day before we opened the academy. So we had everyone here painting, and Sean disappeared for like 11 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but it was due to the lockdown and traveling and stuff. So, so we shout about it. We absolutely shout about that.
100%. You have to.
It was a massive thing for us to have that, to be able to say we've worked with Marvel. It's like, and not just that, the characters that they've been playing, and it leads on to, so
definitely has the reputation.
And it introduced us into the stunt world. It introduced us into that Running and Parkour and Stunt Academy, and we've got a lot going on. We're doing a stunt video. Well, at the end of next month, middle of next month, probably, that we're doing ourselves. We've got access to an old magistrate's court that's only been closed 3 years, so we're doing a kind of our own mini kind of film. So it introduced us to that world. And
it's crazy.
Yeah, they work hard, and it opens up opportunities for the rest of the team as well, So
yeah, definitely.
And I got free tickets to go to Disneyland. So.
Always a plus. Always a plus. There you go.
Well, I got really close with the
casting.
The casting director, and I used to go over and see him at their first shows every year, and she used to take me for coffee. And she's like, "Yeah, come," but I hate rides. I hate theme parks, so it was wasted on me. I'll just stand there. I'll hold everyone's bags.
Celebrity best mate.
Yeah.
So you touched on before that during lockdown, you invested a lot of money. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we've always wanted our own facility. And then at the beginning of lockdown, I was furloughed from the trampoline park. Just kind of started looking at buildings. I don't know why. I was like, let's look. What's going on? Yes, Emmy, correct. That's the only way to be. It's about Bam. I'll answer that question in a minute. I don't really know why I started, and we've always had people say, we've about 4 or 5 times over the years we've got a building, we've got someone who's going to invest, we've got this, we've got that, and it's always pulled out. So I didn't really tell anyone. There was only sort of Bam and Sean and one other that knew. So we came in to view this building, the building we're in, and I hated it. I was like, no, absolutely not, no. And then we looked at others, and I was like, no. Came in again. I'm like, do you know what? This could work. And we negotiated the building. And actually, what was good at the time is the bounce back loan came up. So we took a portion of that, a percentage of that, to add to what we already had, which was great, really, because it kind of topped us up. I was negotiating, and it wasn't really going very well. And I have a friend who I went to school with, Kirsty. She was on Dragon's Den a couple of years ago, did really well. She runs her own sort of gluten-free and free-from ready meal range now, and doing fancy. Just built her own factory, and and she's doing fancy. And she started negotiating for us, and got the price down to she got a good, really, really, really good price. And I was like, do you know what? Let's do it. And I actually said, let's do it. This will all be over by October, and we'll be able to open. And so we built it ourselves. We had some fantastic joiners who helped. There is a video. If you go onto our Facebook, there is a video on there, and it's awesome. We've got a cafe. We kind of knew what we wanted to do. I've been to loads of free running places when they're training, they're sweating, and I'm sat there freezing with a coffee. So I like having a cafe, and so we've got a cafe which is completely enclosed, and we've got a proper coffee machine, and we're going to be doing food, like really good, healthy foods. So we did it, and it was a massive risk. It was a massive risk, and it still is a massive risk. So we did it, and we invested a lot of money into it. But it's grown, we actually ended up opening, this carpet was stood on.
December
so we opened on December the 5th. This carpet that was stood on, so this is a sprung floor. The carpet arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were opening at 12 o'clock
basically
midday the next day.
Just as I arrived, this carpet arrived.
So we were delayed because of this carpet that was stood on. But we opened, and we had such a good reaction. We had a really, really good reaction. And on the 20th of December, we closed. So I think we got 15 days closed for Christmas, and we've not been open since.
A shame.
but we're in a good position. I'll be honest. We've had grants from the council, which have been fantastic. They've messed us about this week with it, but we're still going to get it. But yeah, it's meant we could get going. We could do what we wanted. So we teach here. So basically, what we do here is we teach Running and Parkour from kids age 5. We are going to be doing sort of toddler sessions, but kids age 5 right up to adults. And what we do, there's no competitions in free running. I lie. There's like a Red Bull Art of Motion competition, but in terms of regional competitions, national competitions, there really isn't. And that's what it's about. It's about, proper coffee machine is important. I've sat and put £3 in a machine and got the worst hot chocolate ever. We weren't. Actually, the coffee machine was the first thing we ever bought when we decided we were doing it. The coffee machine has been in here.
It was in this corner.
Yeah, it's been in the corner.
I mean, I'm in my like spare room in my house with Spillet at the minute. Like I say at the minute, like I'm going to get like a massive studio. I'm not. Like, but even I want a coffee machine like just in this room here.
It's great. Yeah. But Running and Parkour is about coming and doing what you want to do. There's no pressure to go, oh God, I can't do it. It doesn't matter.
This comes back to the injury question. And I feel like this is a very important thing to bring out about parkour and free running. People see it as quite dangerous because obviously you see the flips and you imagine, well, what does it take to get to that? However, it's only as dangerous as you train it. Okay, so if I go out and I train something that's completely out of my capability, that's completely crazy, of course I'm going to get hurt. However, if I work up to it nice and slowly, work up to it in a way that's safe, in a nice environment, I'm going to get to that stage where I can do that trick with ease without injuring myself. That's how I found, and I speak for myself, not everybody, obviously accidents happen. I found that for me, I've not had the craziest of injuries. Like maybe every now and again I broke a toe, it hurts. Don't get me wrong, it hurts. But I've never really had the crazy injuries just out of the fact that, again, if you train safely, you train properly, you shouldn't. Yeah. It's the same with anything. You start getting that competitive side to it.
We say that you'll get more injuries in sort of rugby and football because 100%. You're trying to get a ball off somebody, you're trying to beat someone. This isn't about that. And one of the other questions we always get, who's the best? The best at what? Everyone's style. There's no pointing toes. It's very relaxed and it's very developed. We have a development booklet that kids get because it gives them something to work towards. But and they're in levels. But actually, if you don't pass level 1, it doesn't really matter. So so it's been a really tough journey. I found, and I'm not scared to talk about it, but like anxiety in the middle of this, I had this real serious anxiety, and I was quite honest with the lads that like, look, I'm going to have a couple of days out, or I might just leave and it was down to the stress. But I think now looking back at it, it is down to this lockdown. It's down to not being able to go out and do
Martin is the best.
what you want to go and do. And it's been hard. So Bam asked who's the most difficult to work with. I think that's what he asked, something similar. So Bam is one of the original Street Monkeys. So we have Bam, Adam, and Martin who are still with us, and Dale. They're all difficult to work with because you cannot do what they do. I'm not going to say without being a normal person, if that makes sense. You've got to be different. We have the damages that we've had to pay for in hotel rooms have cost us a fortune over the years. Because remember when we started working with these guys, they were like 18, 19. So we'd go to an event for Citroën. They'd pay for a hotel for 3 days. You can imagine. But I guarantee you the moment that we have to switch on and do it, it's switched on and do it. And there's never been a moment where they've been unprofessional, in front of clients. But they are all, it has been, for me, investing in this and working with this, it's been tough because it's a new emerging thing. But I don't think I'd change the way it's gone. There is moments where me and Bam sit in the office and I'm like, I'm not talking to you. You know what I mean? Or, but we've learned over this bill, we've learned a lot of communicating and a lot of, of how to work with each other. And I wouldn't change the guys. I wouldn't change.
I think it goes with the building, quickly nipping back to the whole anxiety side of it. Definitely helped with each other.
Yeah.
Because again, lockdown's been hard for everybody. Like there's been so many people in worse conditions to what we've been stuck in.
Yeah.
But again, having each other to constantly bounce off, again, it can get obviously boisterous. It can get a bit out there, but still, just having each other to bounce off and have a laugh with, it completely changed the whole lockdown for us. Obviously, we're all in our bubble. We're always like keeping nice and safe about it.
Yeah.
But it's been completely different, and having each other has also helped with that whole anxiety sort of thing.
Yeah, it's been tough.
Definitely.
It's been hard work, but you do it. And you know, we knew, unfortunately, when we went into lockdown, we can't really do Zoom sessions. A lot of places, dance studios are doing fantastic Zoom sessions. We can't because we need the space. And
I
we
can't
were
willingly tell a child to do a front flip.
Yeah, we were. It would be wrong for say, right, you need to get your mum or dad to spot you to do it. It's just not, you know, we wouldn't pull that. So we were sat talking and God, these kids aren't seeing their mates at school and stuff. So we sent out 200 and odd
It's a good idea. That
care packages, and it was just an envelope with some stickers, a lanyard, a wristband, and a load of sweets in. And it cost us, you know, in the middle of a pandemic, people going, why are you doing that? But, you know, the feedback we got from it was like, it doesn't really matter the cost. The kids absolutely loved it, you know. And luckily, I sent one down to my cousin who's in London, to my godson down there, and she filmed him opening it. And actually seeing him open it was genuinely like, that's exactly why we did it. Because and we always say the same one. So when the kids become members, they get membership cards, and we send it to them. We send it to them because we remember as a kid there was no better feeling than getting a letter and this black envelope turned up with these sweets in, and we genuinely were like, this is fantastic. This is what we want. So you know, it has been tough getting through. And at one point there wasn't very much left in the bank, and I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And
I remember he was particularly angry with me that week.
Yeah, probably.
You need to watch me taunt a little bit.
Because I sit in the office and they go, what do you even do up here? And then all of a sudden, these envelopes and sweets and things and everything designed will turn up, or the online shop will go online, or
it's while Sean's stressing and everything like this, and then Bam goes, Sean, can we put a car in the gym?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So for those who don't know, we actually have a Mitsubishi Shogun in the middle of the gym. So you'll see.
Oh wow.
So Bam had said, I want a car, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, yeah. And then we come to do it, and we had to buy a car.
Oh my God, Bam has such a good time taking that car apart. I've never seen so happy.
Yeah. And it comes back to where else you get to jump on a car and jump off a car, so the kids can jump on it. It's part of the equipment. It's got
it's hilarious when the parents are watching upstairs, and I have to really loudly state that you don't go outside and try this to your mum's and dad's car. Like, we're only allowed to do it inside, and the parents are all looking at me like, please.
Yeah. But it's got an Xbox in the car, and the front seats are in the back, and it actually works. And we put it off for ages, and he's like, are we getting this car? And I'm like, yes. So we genuinely bought a fully working car. We got it reasonably cheap, but we bought a fully working car, and we said, let's go off-roading in it before we put it in. Yeah. And kid you not, I went out for 20 minutes, come back, and it's been ripped apart. So we couldn't go anywhere in it. But it's a fantastic, you know, go to our Facebook page, Street Monkeys Academy, and there's a video on there, and you'll see kind of there was quite a few people involved. It's been built by us and by a team of like 3 joiners, and it's awesome. And we wanted to give it that kind of really professional look. Oh yeah, it's a special edition car which we didn't realise till afterwards. And my cousin down in London, he has a business, and he said, "Oh, that car, that'll be worth a fortune in about 10 years." I'm like, "It won't anymore." So when the kids jump on it and dint it, they get to sign it. You know, they get to sign the dint and stuff. So so Bam says it's a very special edition now. But I think what we've done is something that we took a massive risk. And I genuinely, you know, my friend Kirsty has been a really good mentor to me, because I've sat in her office and gone, we can't do it. She's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. And she's really kind of pushed. She's really, really helped to kind of make those decisions. But it has been a risk, and we're just taking another risk. So we've just taken on another smaller facility, because we're now producing all our own clothing. So we're investing in embroidery machines and things to print all our own clothing. So we're putting that, and that's a risk at the minute to take on another unit. It's only a smaller one, but it's going to be like our production facility and storage and things. So I think if you don't take a risk, it wouldn't be where it was today.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got to take these risks. And even though, like, you know, the world's in a weird place at the minute, we still have to take those risks, definitely. because nothing ventured is nothing gained, right?
That's it, and that's great. And Peter and everyone, I genuinely, everyone comes up with sayings like that. But when you're about to put £120,000 into something, do you know what I mean? It is, and actually, it came down to this will all be over in October. Let's just do it, and we have. And the reaction we had in December has been fantastic. But what this does also, this facility, is it gives us the ability to do more. You know, we've never really had a solid place that we can train stunts. Now we've got this facility that we can go, right, we've got this event, we can spend the time training in here. We have our academy team who are like we have our academy, and then we have a team that we take on every year, that we add to every year, 2 or 3 people, and they kind of come to events with us to give them a bit of experience. And then from that, you kind of grow into the professional side of it and stuff. So it's exciting. It's been a really tough journey. I mean, they don't find anything tough. Do you know?
We're just waltzing through it.
Yeah.
We'll go with a win.
And I'm like this, like, what's up with you? I'm like, no money left. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd be right. Fine.
So,
I'm back tonight, chilling.
but I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. The lads learned a lot from it. We have a car in the middle of a building, and yeah, that's where we're at now. So yeah.
So you were talking about people being able to get onto, like, come over, well, go onto the Facebook page and see the facility that you've got now.
Yeah.
This leads me on to, where can people find you if they wanted more information, if they wanted to get their kids involved, when obviously they can do, like, where can people find you?
So the Street Monkeys Academy, so I think it's just facebook.com/Street Monkeys Academy. Have a look on there. If you scroll down 2 or 3 posts, I'll post it again by the end of tonight. But if you want to get on the waiting list, we're hoping to do some more taster sessions before we open again. Or when we can open, we'll do taster sessions, then open fully. If you go on there, click the link, it takes you to Facebook Messenger, and it'll ask you some questions. Click continue, and then it'll ask your name, age,
Phone number,
email, and it automatically adds it onto our waiting list. So answer all those questions. It'll say thanks, you're on the waiting list. I think it currently says we're opening in December. Harry, if you're watching, that needs changing, by the way. Harry's our social media guy. So it's all really good, because I think we've got to be honest about things, but and keeping on top of things like that are hard. This all does it automatically. So go on there. It's all automatic. The website is streetmonkeys.company. Go on there. The website needs some work. We've been really busy. The website needs some work, but there's a load of information about where we are and stuff. But yeah, if you're interested and you want to get involved, kind of when we can open, we're thinking mid-March. So we'll do some taste sessions March and then open in April. Because we obviously had a load of people booked in for January. They haven't. They'll be moving to April. So have a look at that, because once we're open in April, we won't be taking on any new members until 2 months later.
Yeah,
June. So we run on 2 months, so there's not new people every week. So 2 months.
Of course.
Full beginner experience again.
Yeah.
Rather than...
Well, what we'll do, if you send me some links, what I will do is that after the show, I'll post them all out. So if anybody wants to get involved, or they want to get like a direct link to yourselves, and they can just use the Spill It page to get a direct link for you. And also, when you do open, please let me know. And what we'll do is we'll make a big song and dance about it on the Spill It page as well, to say that you're open. And also,
you, Tracy, and Linda are coming down, aren't you, for a go? Oh, that's what I heard.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Well, so Tracy just wants to watch, but you can only watch if you get a good coffee, Tracy. That's how it has to be.
Exactly.
Buy a coffee, you can watch.
We'll sort it. So Kathy's commented here, Marcus, you go, I'll come with, or send Kyle and Dane in my place. It's going to actually happen at some point. And Kyle and Dane, to be fair, knowing Kyle and Dane, they will absolutely love it anyway. One of the things I wanted to... Sorry.
It comes down to, people always go, I'm too old for that. It doesn't matter. It goes back to, doesn't matter. Come and enjoy it. Come and sit.
For me, I'm definitely not too old for it. I think I'm just too fat for it.
This is the thing. It doesn't matter. Everyone will be doing that. We haven't launched the adult sessions yet, but we will be doing, once we've got everything else, so we'll be doing adult sessions. And it is just come down for a couple of hours and do it. And the lads are about, the adult sessions are slightly less structured, if that makes sense, than our kids sessions. So it's come down and do what you enjoy. So yeah.
this story, just from beginning to end, and we could talk more and more, like so much more, because I feel like there's just so much more to talk about with regards to this. I would absolutely love to have you back in the future once obviously everything's up and running, and get the whole team on board. I can have everybody up on here and we can all go through it all. Because obviously we are running out of time, is there anything that we haven't discussed that you would like the opportunity to discuss now?
No, I think that's it. I think, if you're interested, go and get on the waiting list. Even if you're interested as an adult, fill that in it'll ask for the parent or guardian, but just fill it in the same. Get on it, and you'll be notified when we're doing adult sessions.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, kids, come along, see what we've got. I think you'll be impressed with the lads are absolutely fantastic coaches. I'll be probably tucked away in the office or behind reception, but the lads are, as coaches, they're all absolutely fantastic and make everyone welcome. So, yeah,
brilliant.
So, on it, yeah.
And just before you go then, at the end of every show, I give my guests the opportunity to give a quote, and it can be something that they stand by, live by, something that they've made up, just whatever it is. Have you got a quote that people can take away from today's episode?
Yeah, so I thought about this, and going back to what I said before, I always find quotes quite cheesy, but I think from what we've done here is with the hardest climb comes the best view. The best view comes after the hardest climb. And I think, we've had it tough. It's been hard, but once this is up and running, it'd be good to stand and just go, yeah, we've done it. So, yeah.
Brilliant. And if you've got any final words for people, and there's been some requests, and I know that you've just done it, but I missed it because I was drinking out of my cup. So, have you got some final words for people final message for people, and then we'll finish with Sean doing a flip.
No, get involved. Thanks for the comments. They've been great. Get involved. If anybody's got any questions about anything we've done, get in contact on Facebook and we'll be in touch. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Sean, if you can just flip us out, and then I can wrap up the show. Well done. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. As I say, you've got an open ticket to come back on the show when you're all open and ready to come back on. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, and I wish you all the best and the success for this Street Monkeys Academy venture.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Thank you. See you soon. Wow. Absolutely amazing. As I say, at the beginning of every episode, I speak to inspirational people and share inspirational stories. And this was an inspirational story from some inspirational people. Let's tell facts. They are really, really inspirational. And that quote at the end, absolutely epic. And I'm sure that you'll all agree. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and dropping your comments and sharing and liking and just being amazing people. I love you all so very much. Next week's show is a very, very special one. We have got Heads Above the Waves coming on the show to talk about their company they run, raising awareness for young people, mental health, and suicide as well. It's going to be a very emotional episode, and it will be triggering for certain people. So there will be a disclaimer before we go live with this episode, but I urge anybody who wants to get involved with this to do so. It's going to be a very, very important episode, and I want you all to be a part of that. And, it could end up saving somebody's life that who is in your life. So please get involved with that one. My name is Marcus Wright, and when I don't do this little show of spilling of mine, I run a dance exercise class called Dance X here in Preston, and you can find it at www.facebook.com/DanceXPreston. As I said before, if you are wanting to support this show, you can. Merch is going to be available. You can get t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and little pin badges as well. The website will be set up hopefully in the next week or so. I'm working on it, guys. Bear with me. That will be set up, and you'll be able to support me by buying merch. You can also support me by heading over to www.buymeacoffee.com/spillit, and you can donate as little as £1, and that money gets used to get things like these with the competitions. I get to spend the money and get medals for all the competition winners and all of that lot, and getting merch for you guys for the competition winners. All of the money that gets donated gets put to use for Spillit. It's not all about the money, though. If you want to support me and you don't want to put your hand in your pocket, because you don't have to. I mean, sometimes I don't. You can just head over to the Facebook page, or if you're listening via Apple Podcasts, then you can leave a review. Just head over to the Facebook page, click on reviews, leave me a review. I mean, if you didn't enjoy the show, don't leave me a review. You don't have to. Please don't if you didn't enjoy the show. But if you did enjoy the show, leave me a review, and especially on Apple Podcasts as well, because it will get the word of Spill It out there. You guys are always fab. Absolutely. Stay beautiful. And until next time, I saw Linda's comment, so it threw me off a little bit, saying about the script. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in and participating in all your comments and everything. For now, it's bye for now from me. Bye.